your own creativity, your own way of doing things, and also attraction to the opposite sex. All those related thoughts also comes in the mind. Then after that, getting a job and earning money becomes priority in life. Then getting married becomes a priority in life. After getting married, again buying a house, priorities keep on coming in our life. So here, if you see here, who is actually doing all these things in the midst of all is actually Irenalai, the consciousness, is doing all these things. It undergoes several phases in life, and in each phases it learns so many things, and that journey continues. And there is a point that comes in life. The purpose of the consciousness and its own journey in the human form itself to realize the self. தன்னை உணர்வதற்கு தான் அந்த பயணத்துல அதுவே பயணிக்கிறது, இறைநிலையே தான் பயணிக்குது. The God only is actually traveling and doing all the journey, but the external representation is actually in the human body, in the physical shape. மனித ரூபத்தில் அது தன்னுடைய பயணத்தை தொடர்ந்து அது அங்கே போய்கிட்டே இருக்குது. So as the consciousness continues its journey in the human form, it has some associations in different phases as it evolves. And in each phases, the consciousness enjoys something, an experience, and undergoes that experience in life, and also suffers due to certain things in each phases of life, and also undergoes some sufferings. And then from that suffering, it also learns something new in the life. So like that, the journey keeps on continuing, and there is a part that comes. There is some few souls get somehow attracted towards the realization of the self or the inner journey, and they actually seek out to a guru due to the longer inner deeper seeking within themselves. அவங்களுக்குள்ள இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு ஆழ்ந்த ஆத்ம தேடுதல் அவங்கள ஒரு குருவை நோக்கி திருப்பி விடுது. So not every individual soul actually is turning towards the direction. Only very few souls are turning towards the direction. If you see the life of the 800 crore people who are living in this world, and many of them are behind the materialistic goals. Most of them. How many people, if you look at, think about God, believe in God, if you see half the population are serious believer of God, half will be there. And who is visiting temple or association with the God in one form or other form, some kind of a worshiping of God, another half will go. Then half that, if you see further filter out, those who are seeking for some kind of enlightenment or wisdom is further coming down, narrow down actually. And further, if you see that people who are actually really going to a guru is further less. And after meeting the guru, not everybody practice sincerely. Only very few people practice sincerely. And that again further narrows down the number of people. And after that, the people who practice every one of us fail. Not everyone succeed at the first attempt itself. There are even when people start doing the spiritual practices, there are several stages they have to cross before they reach the final destination. So each stage they cross and they fail, they fall out. And after they fall out again, they have to try again, go up, like that they have to keep traveling. So if you look at the life in the human form, from initially studies to the job, to the marriage, to the children, slowly the spiritual world or entering into the zone of spirituality comes as the soul matures itself, the consciousness itself looking for that. And the இறைநிலையே நல்லா படிச்சது, வேலை பார்த்தது, கல்யாணம் பண்ணிச்சு, எல்லாம் பண்ணிச்சு, பட் அது சலிப்படைஞ்சிருச்சு. இட்ஸ் நாட் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபைட் வித் ஆல் தீஸ் திங்ஸ். ஸோ அதுக்குள்ளேயே அது என்னமோ அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு உணர்வு வரும்போது அதுவே ஒரு நியூவர் ஏரியாக்குள்ள என்டர் ஆகுது. அதுதான் ஸ்பிரிச்சுவல் வேர்ல்டு. ஸோ இது another zone. Similar to studying in school, similar to getting married, there is a phase, growing up children. All these phases are there in our life. Similar to that, this is also a phase in our life. The moment we enter into this phase in our life, and we are all associating ourselves in the form of satsang, and we are meeting regularly, sharing our knowledge with each other in the form of wisdom. Everything is getting shared. The sub inner feelings of the one person is being transferred to the other person in the form of feelings, and the experience of same feeling the other person also achieves. So that's what actually the objective of the satsang. Similar to the school where the teacher, uh, you know, gives his knowledge to the student, and in the job, the person learns the knowledge from the co-worker, and similarly the life, people learn from the society and other people. Similarly, in the satsang, people learn knowledge, wisdom, and everything from others, but going through their own experience. And here there is slightly different. Whereas the student life or other life, you can learn from other people and manage with that. But here, it's learning or speaking or reading or listening uh, mm, doesn't help that much, because they are all limited, because the journey is completely inwards, and the இறைநிலை தன்னை நோக்கி அங்க உள்ள பயணிக்கணும். So in the physical or reading, listening, all helps and enables only, but actually doesn't complete with that. But the traveling has to be done by the person itself. So that is possible only by doing meditation regularly and also doing introspection regularly. So when the meditation is done regularly, you penetrate into yourself, and it's a phase. It's a longer phase. Studying is a phase of 16 years education, or 12 years plus 4 years. 16 years education for qualify yourself for a job. So that long is an education. Similarly, you are getting yourself trained to enter into yourself, which is entirely a new for people, for everyone it's new. So for traveling outside was easy, and it was habituated. We are all living, with our own imagination about life, future, my life. Okay, 5 years it should be like that, 10 years it should be like that, 15 years it should be like that. That's the kind of a man plans his life like that. But life is not as per imagination. Some good comes in different corner that we would not have expected. Sometimes some painful events also happen in our life, which is also unexpected. So many things, if you look at your life, um, some of them probably you would have planned, but most of them would have happened unexpectedly. Without, after things would have happened, then you would have traveled with that. That's how the life's journey itself, like that only. We can't predict next 5 years what will happen. No, nobody can predict that much clearly about your individual life, where you are going to be or what. Nobody can predict anything. But still, once we associate ourselves with the satsang, our influence by the external world slowly comes down. Like you see, you are. Let's look at a circle. If you see in a exhibition or somewhere, there is a not Jain wheel. Jain wheel is a vertical wheel. There is a horizontal wheel. Horizontal wheel will be there, where if you sit, where you stand, right, automatically when it rotates, you can't move out at all. It runs with a high speed, so that நீங்க உங்களால அசைய கூட முடியாது. Because of the force it applies, you will be stuck in the wall of that actually. So you would have, if you have gone to that kind of a wheel, you would have experienced that. Similarly, in our life also, you put a circle, okay? In the circle, there is a center, there is a periphery, outer side of the circle. And if you are in the outer side of the circle, we are in the outer side of the circle, that is outer mind. When we are in the outer mind, there is a lot of turbulence and vibrations or waves, tides, ups and downs, everything in the outer mind only. And what happens is there will be a significant influence by the situations. If people are living in the outer mind, புறமனதில் இருந்தால் என்ன ஆகும் அப்படின்னா, இப்போ neighbor is doing something, and oh, he is buying a new saree this color, I will also buy. And he has put his son or daughter somewhere, I will put like that. And he is buying a car, I will also buy a car. And he is getting a green card, I will also get a green card. Like that, for simple thing. As long as our mind is in the outer mind, it will try to look at the people around us in terms of external comparison, like status, money, fame, title, etc., 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 color, health, etc. So many other parameters it will compare, and it will try to follow or beat or will form of the race. Because as long as we are in the circle outer layer, as let's say it rotates, what will happen? You will be running, because let's say we are let's say we are in a என்ன சொல்றது, அந்த ராட்டு மாதிரி இருக்கிறதுல நாம வந்து சர்க்கிள்ல ஓரத்துல நிக்கிறோம். If you are on the edge of the circle, when the circle rotates, we'll have to run. We'll be made to run, because that's how it is. The system is like that. Similarly, when the mind is on the external running, it will be significantly influenced by the turbulence of the external. That means today you will be pursuing some goal, and suddenly somebody else will say something, you will change your mind, you will pursue another goal, because the waves will be very high there, and your mind also will change just like that. And once we get something in our life, we will not be satisfied. Okay, this goal achieved, okay, let me target next goal. Like that, the running mode will be mostly predominantly will be there in that one actually. Now when we enter into that spiritual zone, where you cross over the education phase of life, marriage phase of life, or job, or all that thing, now when you enter into the first thing that happens is you are coming to the center of the circle. So if we are practicing regularly meditation, during the time of meditation, you'll be halfway through the circle based on your sincerity in the meditation. Halfway through means during the time of meditation, you will enjoy calmness. The waves of disturbance will be very less, because the tides are very high in the outer layer. Let's say you are in the middle of the circle. Still, the waves are not that high. The speed of the rotation is not that high. You will experience that itself as a calmness within yourself. Now, you practice this regularly and share experiences. You share your experience, you get experiences of others. That motivates you to travel further inner. And again, you are only traveling, sharing knowledge, listening knowledge, it helps only, but you are only traveling inside. As you further travel inside and inside, as you go near the circle, you will feel yourself, you are not completely disturbed by anything, because it's a static state. In the static state, there is nothing moving. Everything is permanent. There is nothing moving. There is no wave. There is no disturbance. Even though you don't have to touch the center, as more closer you are, less will be the disturbance in the mind. The moment mind gets disturbed means you are coming to the outer layer. That's why all sort of disturbance comes. So we need to regularly practice and do this meditation regularly, sincerely, and do introspection, because introspection, if you don't do it, you cannot deeply penetrate into yourself in the meditation. If meditation is not deeply penetrating, you cannot sit for long hours. Otherwise, 20 minutes, some namesake only things will happen. 5 years, 10 years, you might be doing meditation, but real penetration would not have happened. Little penetration will happen by the time half an hour will be over. Okay, let me go to office and we will start doing things like that. So that's how it is. So introspection helps you to, what is my attachment that is causing all the kind of tides and waves in my mind that is not allowing me to go inside. That's what is introspection. So when we do this regularly and in the spiritual zone, we are actually going near. And who is going near? The consciousness only is by through the mind going. அதாவது இறைநிலை தான் அந்த பயணத்துல ஆரம்பிச்சது. So here you are not putting in the effort. When I say you, not the individual person. Even though it looks so, the consciousness itself putting an effort to see itself. இறைநிலையை தன்னை பார்ப்பதற்கு இறைநிலையே இங்கு முயற்சி எடுக்கிறது. So the purpose of the consciousness itself to see itself. So when a person puts an effort in the spiritual, it's a success for the consciousness. அது இறைநிலைக்கு கிடைக்கக்கூடிய வெற்றி. Whenever you achieve something materialistically, it's a success for you, because you have an attachment. If you feel, if I get that, I will be happy. அது எனக்கு கிடைச்சா சந்தோஷமா இருக்கும். All those things are illusion, maya. So that is for you. But when the realization happens by coming to the center of the circle, it's a victory for the consciousness. அது இறைவனுக்கு கிடைக்கக்கூடிய வெற்றி. ஏன்னா பயணிப்பது இறைவன். இறைவன் தான் அந்த பயணத்தை தொடர்ந்து பயணித்துட்டு இருக்கிறான். Jananatin vetri, the birth, the success of the birth. Because the birth is for that, for going to the center. That is the purpose of the birth. That means the success of the birth. Adu Jananatin vetri. Even though the people may not succeed in this birth, it is still okay. Even if they halfway through in the travel, it is still much better, because so far for several births people were staying in the outside of the circle where the waves are very high. As a result, significant suffering has been undergone past previous births. Now at least halfway through they traveled in this birth, remaining they can continue in the next birth, because it will start from where you left. Every birth starts from where you left in the previous birth. So let's say you have to travel, let's say you put, you put a circle with a center halfway through. So in the next birth, you will start from that point. That's the wonderful beauty of the consciousness, because when we are born into the newer form, after we shed off this body, everything we lose. The car, the name, the title, the body, the relation, son, daughter, the place, color, everything. But one thing that stays is imprints. Second is your own experience in the spirituality. The journey of the consciousness into the inner core, that experience remains same, because that's the experience of the soul. Whereas other experiences, they are all sensual experiences. You are watching TV, you are eating food. All these things are soul only is experiencing, but it's an illusionary experience through the tongue, illusionary experience through the eyes, all illusionary experiences. So not the experience of the soul. Soul only experiences, but caught caught in the caught in the caught in the illusion. And the Maya அது சிக்கி இருக்குது. Maya experience of illusion. All those are. Whereas here it is nearing the experience of truth. உண்மையை உண்மையை உணர்வதற்கு அது உள்ள பயணிச்சிட்டு இருக்குது. அப்போ இது உண்மைக்கு உணர்வதற்கு இவ்வளவு தூரம் பயணிச்சிருக்குது. அடுத்த பிரிவில் அது என்ன போகும், எந்த இடத்துல விட்டுச்சோ அதுல இருந்து தொடரும் அது. ஆமா, அதுதான். அப்போ அப்போ அதுதானே அந்த பிறப்பினுடைய வெற்றி. எதற்காக பிறந்தோம்? Why we are born? For traveling inside only. Touch the core center. To touch the core center only we are all born. So without that purpose, if we are deviating ourselves for various reasons, that means that the purpose of this birth in the current form, in the current body, will not be fulfilled. Even if we move little bit inch inwards, that itself is success only. Still in the outer world means whatever suffering we had, we will again be reborn in the same way, again in the outer circle, again run with the same challenges in a different form, with a new set of scientific inventions, new house, new car, another new education, another marriage, and another chest of children. Same journey, as long as in the outer. Once you enter into the core, again the same situations will come, but you will further enter into the core, and your journey of consciousness will get completed. அதுதான் இந்த பிறவியினுடைய நோக்கமும் கூட. அப்போ பயணிப்பது யார் அப்படின்னா இறைவன் தான் பயணிக்கிறான். The one and only privilege for the human being. A dog cannot realize itself. A cat cannot realize itself. A rock cannot realize. Rock will be a rock just like the rock forever. A dog will be just like a dog. It has feelings and everything, but it cannot understand that it is a dog. But it can move with other dogs. That and all is there. But it cannot understand the other one is donkey, this is a cat. That kind of an understanding, discrimination will not be that much. It understands it's a different animal. That level of only will be there. Whereas a human has a complete set of functioning consciousness. It has enabled everything, fully capable enough so that the realization happens by going into himself for that purpose. அதற்கு தான் இந்த பிறவி வந்தது. இதுல இந்த முயற்சியில, in this effort, whichever form, whatever form, how much we penetrate, even if little bit, one step if we have moved in this birth, that itself is a success for a God. அது இறைவனுக்கு கிடைத்த வெற்றி மாதிரி தான். இதுல ups and downs will be there, but still we need to work sincerely, and it will happen by itself based on our efforts. முயற்சி திருவினையாக்கும் சொல்லுவாங்க. எஃபர்ட் முயற்சி திருவினையாக்கும். இப்போ வினையை இறைவன் பக்கம் திருப்பி விடும். So that is what is actually called a journey of consciousness. We are all consciousness, our soul, and all of us are seeking for going into inside only, that undisturbed fragrance of calmness, ஒரு தெய்வீக, ஒரு ஆழ்ந்த பேரன்பு நிறைந்த அமைதி. அது ஒரு ஆழ்ந்த பேரன்பு நிறைந்த அமைதி. அந்த இடம் அததான் ஏங்கிட்டு இருக்குது. அவுட் சைடுல கிடைக்கிறதெல்லாம் சலிச்சு சலிச்சு போயிடும். ஆல் கெட்ஸ் டிஸாட்டிஸ்ஃபைட் ஃபார் ஒன்ஸ் இன் வைல் லைக் தட். பட் அது கோர், அது வை when the satsang, if you see, right, I'm not talking about myself, whenever you listen or join with any satsang like this, உங்களை அறியாம ஒரு காம்னஸுக்குள்ள உங்களை கூட்டு போகும். ஆக்சுவலா when you listen or hear about that, somehow it pulls you towards that, உங்களுக்குள்ள இருக்கக்கூடிய உள் மையத்துக்கு அது இழுக்கும். அது இழுக்கும்போது உங்களை அறியாம, பிகாஸ் அந்த இறைவன் தானே வந்திருக்கான், இறைநிலை தானே மாறி வந்திருக்குது. அந்த நினைவலைகளை போய் அது புதுப்பிக்கும். ஒரு விதமான புலங்காகிதம், வரல இங்கிலீஷ்ல வர மாட்டேங்க, kind of an experience. It will remind you, open up to undergo that kind of an experience in your life. அந்த நிலை அடைவதற்கு ஒரு உள்புற தூண்டுதலை உங்களுக்குள்ள அது ஏற்படுத்தும். அதுதான் இந்த சத்சங்கத்தில் நிகழ்வுது. அதுல என்ன சொல்றது, ஒரு தூண்டுதல், ஒரு இன்ஃப்ளூயன்ஸ் இட் gives you. Like in the school environment, everyone is influenced for studying and marks. Then work environment, promotion, all these things in mind, and everyone chases that, right? Similarly, here inner journey influence for that happens from people whomever they are sharing their knowledge, and it happens like that. அந்த இன்ஃப்ளூயன்ஸ்ல நம்மளை அப்படியே கரைக்கணும். We need to dissolve ourselves and undergo the experience by going into ourselves. World cannot be learnt outside. வெளி விவகாரங்கள்ல உண்மையை சொல்றேன், கற்றுக்கொள்ளக்கூடிய விஷயங்கள், கற்ற விஷயங்கள் as you go near the center எல்லாம் பால்னு தெரிய ஆரம்பிக்கும். எவ்வளவோ பெருசா படிச்சிருக்கலாம், பெரிய ஞானம்னா அதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கலாம், ஒன்றுமே இல்லாம போயிடும். உள்ள போக 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 எவ்வளவு அபத்த, all are waste, garbage, you will feel, you will start realizing that as you enter into that. So because absolute space is absolutely space, nothing else. That means if you carry anything within yourself, if I carry anything with myself, that means I can't go into the emptiness. Emptiness means I need to empty myself with all sort of conditioning in my mind. சின்ன வயசுல இருந்து பிடிச்ச கொள்கை, சித்தாந்தம், கொள்கை, கோட்பாடு எல்லாத்தையும். Even go entry into a temple in Kerala, certain temples, if you see, you need to remove your shirt and go, because that reduces your ego. Similarly, the ego only is taking different forms in the form of imaginations, principles borrowed from people, society, and everywhere. All those principles, once it's automatically dissolved, what is left is the consciousness. And the experience அடைவதற்கு தான் all of us are traveling. And அதுதான் journey of conscious சொல்லுவாங்க. இறைநிலையின் பயணம். இறைநிலை அந்த பயணத்துல எந்த அளவுக்கு முன்னேறி போகுதோ அது இந்த பிறப்பிற்கு கிடைத்த வெற்றியாகவே, இறைநிலைக்கு கிடைத்த வெற்றியாகவே அது கருதப்படும். இட்ஸ் சக்சஸ் ஃபார் த காட். வாழ்க்கை. இது ஐயா எனக்கு கொடுத்த ஸ்பீச்ல இருந்து ஒரு பார்ட் உங்ககிட்ட நான் அதுல எனக்கு உணர்வுல பட்டதை வச்சு ஷேர் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். நன்றி.
நன்றி ஐயா. வாழ்க.
நன்றிங்க ஐயா. It's so wonderful, this one. The explaining about you are saying the running mode, just keep on comparing with others, and we are doing with, oh, they buy car, we have to buy car, they have big house, we have to buy. That's really happening everywhere. But as like you said, like when you do meditation, this thing can be reduced. We cannot compare like that. We can live in ourselves with our means. There's a very beautiful explanation about that. And material success, it's comes, everything go away one day. Like the car, money, essential experience, that's what you are saying about it. Very good. Yeah, sometimes we need a materialized, which is not affecting our personal life, affecting our meditation. And also we explaining about the deep going to meditation, not a peripheral level. Sometimes we practice 30 minutes, and as soon as 30 minutes gone, we'll get up and see other activities. So this thing, we should keep awareness on that, what we are doing it, what is affecting us, what is not, what is affecting others. We keep on practice. That's a very good saying about today's thought for the day. And also your journey of consciousness, that's a beautiful explainer. Yeah, the dog cannot understand itself, but it can understand other dog and other animal differentiate, but it cannot understand itself, what is purpose of the life. So very beautiful. Yeah. So the one thing I want to conclude this, Valala will say that கற்றதெல்லாம் வீணே கண்டதெல்லாம் அனித்தியமே உண்டதெல்லாம் மனமே. Whatever we learned is going to be waste. Whatever we are seeing is not true, is going to change this whole event. Whatever we eat, it goes as excretions. So that's thing, that concept really will go towards the journey of consciousness towards the divine. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Today. வாழ்க
வாழ்க வளமுடன். மிக அருமையான விளக்கம். நீங்க நல்ல உணர்வு பூர்வமா சொல்றது எங்களுக்கு குருவே வந்து சொல்ற மாதிரி இருக்குய்யா. ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்தது. நன்றி ஐயா. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
Happy Father's Day. Yeah, happy Father's Day to everyone. Thank you. It's a very good message to all fathers and all everyone too.
Yes. Thank you. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
Thank you. Happy Father's Day to everyone.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். ஐயா, நீங்க சொன்னீங்க, ஐயா சொன்னதை நான் வந்து சொன்னேன். அவங்க யார் சொன்னாங்க?
நான் வந்து டிகே சாயோட செஷன் அட்டெண்ட் பண்ணுவேன். அவங்க சொன்னதுல எனக்கு உள்ள என்ன வாங்கிக்கிட்டனோ அதை நான் உங்ககிட்ட ஷேர் பண்ணிக்கிட்டேன்.
சூப்பர் ஐயா.
ஸ்பீச் கேட்டேன். அதுல எனக்குள்ள என்ன போச்சோ அது எனக்கு ரொம்ப உணர்வுபூர்வமா உள்ள போச்சு. அதை வந்து உங்ககிட்ட